Good evening everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about two very interesting personality terms that are becoming more and more popular in modern conversations. Have you ever felt that sometimes you enjoy being around people and talking for hours, but at other times you suddenly want silence and complete privacy? Or have you noticed someone who behaves like a total extrovert one day and then disappears from social life the next day? If yes, then today's lecture is specially for you because we are going to deeply explore the meanings of ambivert and omnivert. These two words are often connected with introvert and extrovert personalities, but many people do not fully understand the difference between them. Some people even use these words incorrectly. So in today's detailed lecture, we will understand the exact meanings, their uses in daily life, their differences, psychological background, communication styles, behavior patterns, strengths, weaknesses, and many examples that will help you use these words confidently in English conversations. So let us begin. First of all, let us quickly revise two basic personality terms. An introvert is a person who usually enjoys quiet environments, limited social interaction, and personal space. Introverts often feel mentally tired after too much social activity and recharge themselves by spending time alone. An extrovert is a person who gains energy from social interaction. Extroverts enjoy conversations, group activities, public speaking, and being around people most of the time. Now the question is this. What happens when a person shows qualities of both introversion and extroversion? That is where the word ambivert comes in. And what happens when a person shifts very strongly between introvert and extrovert behaviors depending on mood, energy, or situation? That is where the word omnivert comes in. Now let us understand these words one by one in detail. What is an ambivert? An ambivert is a person who has a balanced personality that includes both introvert and extrovert traits. An ambivert can enjoy social interaction but also values alone time. They are flexible in their behavior and can adapt to different situations comfortably. The word ambivert comes from two parts. The first part is ambi, which means both. The second part is vert, which comes from introvert and extrovert. So an ambivert is someone who exists between introversion and extroversion. An ambivert is not extremely quiet and not extremely social. They usually stay in the middle. For example, an ambivert may enjoy attending a party for 2 hours but then feel the need to relax quietly afterward. They can speak confidently in meetings but may also enjoy reading books alone at home. Ambiverts are often considered highly adaptable because they understand both quiet and social environments. Now let us discuss the behavior of ambiverts in detail. Ambiverts usually have balanced communication styles. They know when to speak and when to listen. They are not constantly seeking attention like extreme extroverts, but they are also not completely avoiding social situations like extreme introverts. An ambivert may enjoy hanging out with friends on weekends but prefer peaceful alone time during weekdays. They can work well in teams but also independently. One important thing about ambiverts is emotional flexibility. They can adjust their energy according to situations. If they are surrounded by energetic people, they may become more social. If the environment is calm and quiet, they can easily adapt to that as well. Now let us discuss some strengths of ambiverts. The first strength is adaptability. Ambiverts can fit into different social situations very easily. They are comfortable in both group discussions and private work environments. The second strength is communication balance. They are good at listening and speaking. Because of this, ambiverts often become effective leaders, teachers, managers, and friends. The third strength is emotional understanding. Since they understand both introverted and extroverted perspectives, They can connect with many different types of people. The fourth strength is flexibility. They can enjoy excitement without depending completely on it, and they can enjoy solitude without feeling lonely all the time. Now let us discuss some challenges faced by ambiverts. Sometimes ambiverts struggle to understand their own energy levels. They may suddenly feel exhausted after socializing too much. Another challenge is confusion in identity. Some ambiverts think they are introverts in certain situations and extroverts in others, which can make self-understanding difficult. Now let us move toward examples of the word ambivert. Example number 1. Sarah enjoys attending social events, but she also loves spending quiet evenings reading books alone. She is an ambivert. Example number 2. Ali can confidently give presentations at work, but after meetings he prefers relaxing quietly at home. He is an ambivert. Example number 3. An ambivert can easily adapt to both crowded parties and peaceful libraries. Example number 4. Because she is an ambivert, Emma communicates comfortably with many different personalities. Example number 5. Most people are not completely introverts or extroverts. Many are actually ambiverts. Now let us go deeper into the psychology of ambiverts. Psychologists believe that personality is not always fixed into two simple categories. Human behavior exists on a spectrum. Some people are strongly introverted. Some are strongly extroverted. But many people stay somewhere in between. These people are called ambiverts. Research also suggests that ambiverts can sometimes become better salespeople or communicators because they know when to speak and when to listen. Extreme extroverts may talk too much, while extreme introverts may speak too little. Ambiverts usually maintain balance. Now let us move to our second important word. What is an omnivert? An omnivert is a person who can switch between being extremely introverted and extremely extroverted depending on the situation, mood, environment, or mental state. Unlike ambiverts who stay balanced between introversion and extroversion, omniverts move strongly from one side to another. An omnivert may act very loud, energetic, and social one day, and the next day they may completely avoid people and prefer isolation. This is the biggest difference between ambiverts and omniverts. Ambiverts are balanced. Omniverts are fluctuating. The word omnivert comes from omni, which means all. So an omnivert experiences a wide range of personality expressions. Now let us understand omniverts more deeply. An omnivert's personality may look confusing to other people because their behavior changes dramatically. For example, in one situation an omnivert may become the center of attention at a party, making jokes and talking to everyone. But in another situation they may completely avoid conversations and become silent. Omniverts are often deeply affected by mood, emotional energy, stress, environment, and comfort level. Sometimes people misunderstand omniverts because their personality changes are very noticeable. Now let us discuss the characteristics of omniverts. The first characteristic is intense social shifts. Omniverts can become extremely social or extremely private. The second characteristic is emotional sensitivity. Their social energy often depends on how emotionally comfortable they feel. The third characteristic is unpredictability. Friends may sometimes feel confused because omniverts behave differently in different situations. The fourth characteristic is adaptability with extremes. Unlike ambiverts who stay balanced, omniverts experience both extremes strongly. Now let us discuss strengths of omniverts. The first strength is versatility. Omniverts can survive in many social situations because they understand both high social energy and deep solitude. The second strength is emotional depth. Omniverts often understand emotions deeply because they experience different social states intensely. The third strength is creativity. Many omniverts are creative thinkers because they spend time both interacting socially and reflecting privately. Now let us discuss challenges faced by omniverts. One challenge is inconsistency. People may misunderstand their changing behavior. Another challenge is emotional exhaustion. Switching between social extremes can become mentally tiring. A third challenge is relationships. Friends may not always understand why an omnivert suddenly becomes distant after being highly social. Now let us move toward examples of the word omnivert. Example number 1. Yesterday Ahmed was talking non-stop at the party, but today he does not want to answer anyone's calls. He seems like an omnivert. Example number 2. An omnivert may enjoy being the center of attention one day and avoid all social interaction the next day. Example number 3. Because she is an omnivert, Lisa's social energy changes dramatically depending on her mood. Example number 4. Tom behaves like a complete extrovert during concerts but becomes deeply introverted at school. Example number 5. Omniverts often surprise people because their personalities can shift very strongly. Now let us compare ambivert and omnivert carefully because many learners confuse these words. An ambivert stays balanced between introversion and extroversion. An omnivert switches strongly between introvert and extrovert behavior. An ambivert usually feels stable. An omnivert may feel emotionally variable. An ambivert adapts smoothly. An omnivert changes intensely. An ambivert is moderate. An omnivert is extreme depending on the situation. For example, imagine two students. Student A enjoys both socializing and alone time equally. Sometimes social, sometimes quiet, but mostly balanced. This student is an ambivert. Student B becomes extremely energetic and social at festivals but completely isolates themselves afterward for days. This student is an omnivert. Now let us discuss where these words are commonly used. These terms are often used in psychology discussions, self-improvement content, personality tests, social media conversations, workplace communication, and relationship advice. Many people today use personality labels to better understand themselves and others. You may hear sentences like these. I thought I was introverted, but actually I am an ambivert. My personality changes so much. Maybe I am an omnivert. She acts very social sometimes and very quiet other times. She might be an omnivert. Now let us discuss how these words affect relationships. Ambiverts often build stable relationships because they understand balance. They can enjoy social gatherings with partners but also respect personal space. Omniverts may create exciting relationships because of their emotional intensity and energy shifts, but communication becomes very important. Their partners should understand that changing moods do not always mean changing feelings. Now let us discuss ambiverts and omniverts in workplaces. Ambiverts often perform well in jobs requiring teamwork and independent focus. They can communicate with colleagues while also handling tasks alone. Omniverts may perform brilliantly in creative or dynamic environments but may need time to recharge after intense interaction. For example, an ambivert teacher may comfortably manage classroom interaction and personal lesson planning. An omnivert artist may enjoy performing publicly but later need complete solitude for creativity. Now let us discuss social media and personality identity. Today many people discover these personality terms through social media videos, quizzes, and discussions. However, personality is more complex than simple labels. A person may show ambivert traits in one stage of life and omnivert tendencies during stressful periods. Human personality changes with age, environment, confidence, and life experiences. That is why these terms should help understanding, not create limitations. Now let us discuss pronunciation because correct pronunciation is important for English fluency. Ambivert is pronounced as ambivert. Omnivert is pronounced as omnivert. Repeat after me. Ambivert, omnivert. Now let us practice some conversation examples. Conversation 1. Aisha says, "Do you enjoy parties?" Hassan replies, "Sometimes yes and sometimes no. I think I am an ambivert." Conversation 2. Maria says, "You were so quiet yesterday." Daniel replies, "That happens often. I become very introverted after social events. I might be an omnivert." Conversation 3. Teacher says, "Why do you think teamwork is easy for you?" Student replies, "Because I am an ambivert. I enjoy working with people but also focus well alone." Conversation 4. Friend says, "You were dancing and singing yesterday, but today you are silent." The other friend replies, "That is my omnivert personality." Now let us discuss personality misconceptions. Some people think introverts are shy and extroverts are confident. This is not always true. Shyness is related to fear of judgment. Introversion is related to energy preference. An introvert can be confident. An extrovert can feel insecure. Similarly, ambiverts and omniverts are not fixed medical categories. They are descriptive personality terms used to explain social energy patterns. Now let us discuss how to identify if you are an ambivert. You may be an ambivert if you enjoy social interaction but also value alone time. You can easily adapt to different environments. You feel balanced between talking and listening. You are comfortable both independently and socially. You do not feel strongly extreme in either direction. Now signs of being an omnivert. You may be an omnivert if your social energy changes dramatically. Sometimes you become extremely outgoing. Sometimes you avoid everyone completely. Your personality feels intense and changeable. Your mood strongly affects your social behavior. Now let us discuss famous personality examples conceptually. Many actors, artists, writers, and leaders may display ambivert or omnivert tendencies because public personalities are often complex. Some performers look highly extroverted on stage but become private and quiet in personal life. This does not necessarily mean they are pretending. It simply means personality is flexible. Now let us discuss the advantages of understanding personality types. Understanding personality improves communication. It helps friendships. It strengthens teamwork. It reduces misunderstandings. It increases self-awareness. For example, if you know your friend is an omnivert, you may not feel offended when they suddenly need space. If you know your coworker is an ambivert, you may understand why they work well both independently and socially. Now let us explore deeper emotional differences between ambiverts and omniverts. Ambiverts usually experience smoother emotional balance regarding social interaction. Their energy changes gradually. Omniverts experience sharper emotional shifts. Their energy may rise and fall more dramatically. For example, an ambivert may slowly become tired during a long event. An omnivert may suddenly feel overwhelmed and immediately withdraw. Now let us discuss these terms in modern culture. Personality psychology has become very popular online. People enjoy identifying with labels because labels help explain feelings and behaviors. However, it is important not to oversimplify personality. No human being fits perfectly into one box. A person can be confident in professional life and quiet in personal life. Someone may become more extroverted with close friends and more introverted with strangers. That is why ambivert and omnivert are useful descriptive tools, not strict rules. Now let us discuss practical communication tips for ambiverts. If you are an ambivert, understand your energy limits. Balance social life with rest. Use your communication flexibility positively. Do not force yourself into extremes. Now, tips for omniverts. If you are an omnivert, accept your changing energy patterns. Communicate honestly with friends and family. Take breaks when emotionally tired. Do not feel guilty for needing solitude after social activity. Now let us practice advanced sentence structures using these words. As an ambivert, Julia enjoys networking events but also values peaceful weekends alone. His omnivert personality makes him highly social during celebrations yet deeply reserved afterward. Ambiverts often maintain balanced communication because they know when to speak and when to listen. An omnivert's social behavior may change significantly depending on emotional comfort. These kinds of sentences sound natural and advanced in spoken English. Now let us discuss grammar usage. Ambivert and omnivert are nouns. For example, he is an ambivert, she is an omnivert. You can also use adjective-style expressions informally. She has ambivert tendencies. He shows omnivert behavior. Now let us discuss related vocabulary. Related words include introvert, extrovert, socially adaptable, reserved, outgoing, balanced personality, social energy, personality spectrum, emotional flexibility, behavior pattern. Using related vocabulary improves your English fluency and understanding of personality discussions. Now let us create a short storytelling section. Imagine a university student named Zara. During classroom discussions, Zara confidently answers questions, participates actively, and enjoys group activities. Her classmates think she is extroverted. But after university, Zara spends hours alone listening to music and reading books peacefully. She enjoys silence and privacy. Zara is probably an ambivert because she comfortably balances social interaction and solitude. Now imagine another student named Bilal. At weddings and parties, Bilal becomes extremely energetic. He dances, jokes, and talks to everyone. People think he is highly extroverted. But after these events, Bilal avoids calls for several days and prefers staying alone in his room. Bilal may be an omnivert because his social behavior changes intensely. Now let us discuss why understanding personality matters in English learning. When you learn personality vocabulary, your conversations become richer and more expressive. Instead of simply saying, I am quiet, or, I like people, you can explain yourself more accurately. For example, I am more of an ambivert. I think my personality is omniverted. These expressions sound modern, intelligent, and natural. Now let us revise the 5 examples for each word one more time clearly. 5 examples of ambivert. Sarah enjoys attending social events, but she also loves spending quiet evenings reading books alone. Ali can confidently give presentations at work, but after meetings he prefers relaxing quietly at home. An ambivert can easily adapt to both crowded parties and peaceful libraries. Because she is an ambivert, Emma communicates comfortably with many different personalities. Most people are not completely introverts or extroverts. Many are actually ambiverts. 5 examples of omnivert. Yesterday Ahmed was talking non-stop at the party, but today he does not want to answer anyone's calls. An omnivert may enjoy being the center of attention one day and avoid all social interaction the next day. Because she is an omnivert, Lisa's social energy changes dramatically depending on her mood. Tom behaves like a complete extrovert during concerts but becomes deeply introverted at school. Omniverts often surprise people because their personalities can shift very strongly. Now, before we finish today's lecture, let us summarize everything in simple words. An ambivert is a balanced personality between introvert and extrovert traits. An omnivert is a personality that strongly shifts between introvert and extrovert behavior. Ambiverts are stable and flexible. Omniverts are intense and changeable. Both personality types are normal and valuable. Understanding these terms helps us understand ourselves and others better. Remember one important thing: no personality type is superior to another. Introverts, extroverts, ambiverts, and omniverts all have unique strengths. The real goal is self-awareness, emotional understanding, and healthy communication. Thank you so much for watching today's lecture. I hope this detailed discussion helped you clearly understand the meanings and uses of ambivert and omnivert. Now tell me in the comments section, which personality type describes you the best? Are you an introvert, extrovert, ambivert, or omnivert? I would love to hear your thoughts. See you again in the next lecture with another powerful English topic. Stay happy, stay confident, and keep learning English every single day.